creating a grass base. So I'm going to go to level 1 and I'm just going to create a very large base over here simply by creating a floor. So I go floor, floor, and I'm just going to create a very large rectangular area. Let's say this big. And I'm going to change it to a 2-inch. So I may start with generic, that's fine. Edit type, and I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to call it 2-inch grass. 2-inch grass. And I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to edit the structure and just change its thickness to 2 inches first. And then I'm going to change its material to grass. So first I'll look for grass over here. And if I find anything, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm going to add another layer. And I'm going to call it grass. Rename. And I'm going to call it grass 1. And then I'm going to go to the larger library, type in grass, and see what I can find. And I find all kinds of types of grass. So I can find bluegrass, Bermuda grass, dark rye, whatever you choose. So high quality generic. So I'm going to go with generic for now and see, or high quality. Let's go high quality. All right. So then I transfer it to my library. Close this up. Here it is. And then I like to change the graphics of it. So it initially starts with this, but then I change the color to much gentler color. This looks much nicer. So we're good to go. So the appearance is going to be like this, solid, and then this is going to be the graphics of it. I am happy with it. Say OK, and OK again, and check mark this, and I'm done. And I look at the 3D and I see that. Notice how my lines are all moved out. So I need to make sure that that's either below or I do a cut. So I'm going to make it below. So here I'm going to go -1 foot and see what happens. All right, because everything was raised above 1 foot, I should be actually okay with just doing it this way. Otherwise, I'd rather cut around it so I see all of those detailed lines. Now what I like to do is come back and actually put a pad over here. So I go back to level 1, and I'm going to create a patio over here with a walkway over there. So I'm going to do again floor. And I start editing, and again I duplicate, and I'm going to call it 2-inch brick this time, paver, and I'm going to be okay with it, and I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to change the material to brick. So I'm going to type in brick, and if I see brick common, soldier course, the common is fine. And I'm going to say OK, and keep on going. And I'm going to just simply create a rectangular area about here, roughly this big. That's my patio. And then I'm just going to create an area. I'm going to offset. 2 inches is good, or maybe, yeah, 2 inches is good. Right there, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. About 1 footer is fine, and come on over here, and then I'm going to copy multiple from this edge to that edge to that edge to this edge to this edge to that edge and to this edge, and one more. Let's do a little bit more, okay? Alrighty. Alright, one more. Alright, then I'm going to turn this one. So I'm going to extend this to a sidewalk-ish effect. So I'm going to take that one and move that also a little bit longer. Alrighty, and on the other side as well, move it. So it feels like a sidewalk, and I'm good to go. So I essentially have that as my floor plane. It goes 0. I would like it to go negative 2 inches. But you'll see the effect in a second. Alrighty, we're good to go. Let's look at it in 3D. It looks like this. And it all depends on how you would like it. So I'm going to go through my section 1 to see where that layer that I just created is there. So that layer that I just created is right there. So I like to move that layer. From here to here. And then I may decide to put a tiny step up over here. It's up to you. And then here it is. That's my brick paver that sits on top of my grass and creates a little bit of a ledge over here. I can also change a tiny layer of brick right against that edge so it acts as an edge for my house. So here it is. Right now I have this portion of the brick paver that looks like this. You can always extend it. I go back to the floor plan. I'm going to extend this floor plan. Just edit boundary. So I'm going to yank this one all the way from here to there. And I'm going to edit boundary. And I'm going to extend it all the way to this edge as well. And I think I went a little bit too far, so let's move that guy back from there to there. There we go. And check mark it. Here's my 3D. So that gives me the effect that I'm actually after. I've got my house. I've got a little bit of brick paver.